Alula Jayco team. So Letizia Paternoster, Georgia Baker, also fast finisher. Tennille Campbell is a great finisher. We've got the Saint Michel Mavic Aubert team moving up in the yellow and orange colours. Marion Boras, 142. We're seeing this, the second rider here now slots in third in line there. So we talked about Valentine Fortin and Marion Boras all coming together on the left. What a save there, you've got to say, from Karina Schrenk in that white jersey. It's just, as you said, these wide roads make it so tricky, but Karina Schrenk did a great job there to stay upright.
Yeah, it's getting pretty sketchy now, isn't it? You know, when we look at these really long straights coming in towards the finish, you'd think on paper that it would be safer than when you have, you know, lots of roundabouts or corners, but actually when there are a number of obstructions almost in the final kilometres, it tends to string the bunch right out, and you know, the riders that are positioned well up towards the front, you know, obviously in the safest place, but yeah, when the bunch is all together like this, it can get incredibly sketchy.
And we do have UAE ADQ, but there is that omnipresence, for want of a better word, of Lorena Wiebes here, because sometimes when you've got, if Charlotte Kohl was here, DSM Firmenich would be taking this on. We're 4.3 kilometres from the end. We're almost got this kind of holding pattern, waiting for you're waiting for someone to really up the pressure, and no one wants to go too early here.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of saving their firepower a little bit at the moment, and it does just need a team to start stringing this out and making it a little bit safer in the bunch as the speed gets higher.
Caroline Swinkles moves through the centre for UAE ADQ. Lotta Kopecky in that rainbow jersey. Pfeiffer George easy to pick out, that white jersey of British champion. 3.9k to go. Los Adres there wearing number 51. We're on board here right behind the Alula Jayco team. So that full team. So team leader Mavi Garcia for the general classification. Georgia Baker, Tennille Campbell, Jana Korovar, you can see right in the centre with Georgia Baker to her right. Neve Bradbury here for Canyon SRAM. They're keeping her up in a good position. Cofidis, Valentin Fortin, we've been watching out for. Their sprinter, Clara Caponi, in the yellow, red and blue colours of Lidl Trek. So if you're coming into the season, you're looking out for the French rider who, of course, has been with FDJ Suez for a lot of her career, now signing into that Lidl Trek team. You can see her just at the bottom of your picture behind that tricolor Italian champions jersey of Elisa Longa Borghini. And we saw Longa Borghini. She's becoming like the ultimate lead-out rider as well, isn't she, Longa Borghini?
Yeah, she's a bit of a stealth sprinter on her day as well, isn't she? We remember back to the women's tour back in 2022 where she nicked the general classification, taking third place in the final sprint, winning the tour overall on bonus seconds. So she is definitely a bit of a sprinter as well.
She's definitely, yes. She's a ninja
We should have
sprinter.
Highlighted her in the sprinter colour for this race.
Definitely. There's Longa Borghini out of the saddle. Tiff Cromwell alongside her. We're on board, getting some good glimpses here. Sylvia Persico, who we will be watching out for in the general classification. Pfeiffer Georgie wearing 62. Schrenk takes a flyer down the right-hand side of the road. Karina Schrenk, we've seen her do this before, Karina Schrenk, and be caught inside of the finish, but a gutsy move now from the Phoenix de Koenig Austrian national champion. Jumps clear here, 2.3 kilometers to go. Schrenk emerges from the tunnel. Big move now going in from Karina Schrenk.
It was the Tour of Romandy where she tried this tactic and came so close to taking the win on the line, just centimetres separating her from the win on that occasion.
And this might kick everybody off to get things going, and it's the Ceratizit WNT team in the red and blue colours that you can see. 1.8 kilometres to go. Final 2 kilometre attack here from Karin, the former runner. Can she steal this one from under the noses of the sprinters? Don't forget, we turn right with about 750 metres to go, and it's a headwind up towards the finish. There will be as well, Danny, potentially that point where the sprinters don't want to go too early in this one.
Yeah, the sprinters want to spend as little time in the wind as possible. It looks like they've got the measure of Schrenk at the moment, though. 1.3 kilometres to go, and the gap is not big at all.
It isn't, and they're really now having to put the hammer down to pull back Karin, but a gutsy move. We're looking for that flag rouge now across the road. We'll see that with 1 kilometre to go. Big turn on the front there from Ceratizit WNT. We'll be expecting Martina Fidanza to be their protected sprinter, but you can see it's chaos and mayhem in this bunch as we look towards that final corner as Silvia Persico comes up to try and lead this one out for Chiara Consoni, and caught now Karina Schrenk. But a brave, bold move from the Austrian champion. Yet again, it's becoming a bit of a trademark as we line up for this final corner with 7:50 to go. So Pfeiffer Georgie up towards the front, the British champion. We're seeing Guy Reolini a little bit far back. Georgie right on the front here, looking to try and lead this one out here for Rachele Barbieri. It's SD Works that have got the front. Tiff Cromwell trying to get in on the action here for Canyon SRAM. Letizia Paternoster for Liv Jaco Lula, poised and ready. It's Barbara Guerishki though that is setting up. She will hand over now to the world champion Lotta Kopecky, who will launch it down the centre of the road. Consoni goes left. It's Kopecky on the front. Consoni moves up here, and now they take off. It's Rachele Barbieri straight down the centre with Wiebes. Lorena Wiebes comes through. Win number 1 of the season for Team SD Works. Wiebes delivers yet again for Team SD Works.
Ooh, my heart was in my mouth for about the last 2 kilometres there. That was incredibly sketchy coming in towards the finish. But Lorena Wiebes, against all the pressure, all the hype, and she's delivered. First race of the season, first win. Bish bash bosh.
Boom for Lorena Wiebes. Great final lead out there. As she said, it was your heart was in your mouth. Chaos and mayhem in that one, on that run in towards the finish, but they deliver